Is eBay buying Goldin Auctions? Let's talk about it. Hey, it's Mike. Thanks for tuning back in. So last night, the collectibles guru on Twitter, who is the worst person to be breaking news, and it epically bums me out that he's breaking this news, reported that eBay is very close to announcing that they have acquired Goldin Auctions from Collectors Universe, Collectors Holding, whatever the parent company of PSA is called. Now, normally I would not find anything the collectibles guru says in terms of breaking news reliable or credible. But I also heard this report 5 or 6 weeks ago now at this point, and I worked really hard to verify, even though I knew my source was right. I only had one source, and I can't go out and break news about a massive public company acquiring another company. Sorry if you can hear my cat. I can't go out and break that news without having validated with a second source. I'm not a journalist, but I know basic journalistic integrity is verifying with a second credible source. And I couldn't. I worked really hard at it, and I tried, and couldn't verify it. So I ended up tweeting it on February 29th, saying, I'm hearing rumblings about a big company acquiring Goldin from Collectors, or something like that. I've got it here. And I tagged Ken Goldin. And Ken follows me on Twitter, even though we've never interacted on Twitter. And he never responded. And he tweets fairly often. He responds to tweets. He has responded. Actually, we have interacted on Twitter. He has responded to tweets on Twitter about things, videos I've done. So I thought it was pretty telling that he didn't respond. And now somehow the collectibles guru, who I think I've heard just got hired by Topps. I don't know if that's true, and I'm not breaking news, I guess, but I've heard that he just got hired by Topps. Eric Whiteback did, or Ben Haynes, whatever his name is. And so maybe he has big sources now. So, it brings up the question of not only why does eBay want Goldin, but why did Collectors want to sell Goldin Auctions? And these are both great questions. And I don't have perfect answers for them, but I have some thoughts. First of all, eBay wants Goldin because eBay struggles to get the big dollar items, the big memorabilia, the big collectibles, the big things that Goldin can acquire. And eBay has tried fixing this through the authenticity guarantee, which they have for a lot of different collectibles items. But that doesn't quite get you. I think that improves things for you. It makes it more palatable to buy a $500, $1,000 card on eBay. But does it make it more palatable to buy a $1 million card? Does it make it more palatable to buy, not to mention, does it make it more palatable to sell these items? A PSA 10 1986 Fleer Michael Jordan, maybe, but maybe not. I'm sure they sell them, but more people go to Goldin Auctions, to Heritage Auctions, to the big auction houses with those big items. And eBay knows that, and they wanted to have those big items. Now, last week we saw that eBay is starting a 3% buyer's premium on vaulted items. And that's, they're dipping their toe into traditional auction house fees. And now they'll have Goldin Auctions, and you got to think that they will integrate some more Goldin Auction type things into what they do. eBay Vault will obviously have a big thing to do with Goldin Auctions. I think eBay Vault will probably become bigger as part of this. I think it'll be interesting to see what the details of this deal are. I heard, and again, this is strictly rumor, that as part of this deal, PSA will send cards directly to eBay, or you'll have the option to send cards directly from PSA into eBay or Goldin Auctions. And that's huge for PSA and for eBay, to give you that option to automatically list a card from PSA, and I guess for the seller, for you. So imagine you get your cards back from PSA, and it says you've got this, I don't know, I just said to Lou Alcindor 1970 Topps. I get that back, I get my reveal, and right next to it says send to PSA, and automatically, because I've linked my account it says send to eBay, because I've linked my account to eBay, I click that button and it lists it on eBay for me. I think that would actually be pretty cool. That would be a win. We'll see. If that's true, good. I think that's good. But why would collectors sell Goldin Auctions less than 3 years after they bought it? I suspect this has a lot to do with, I've speculated here that there have been several instances where Ken Goldin seems completely fed up with PSA, and frankly with Nat Turner. There have been quite a few times where Ken has been openly frustrated by his relationship with PSA, where he has cleaned up their messes because it has impacted his auction house. And his name is on his auction house. Nat Turner's name isn't on PSA. And so Ken will often clean up messes that PSA creates because it's impacting his name. So I think, I don't think, but I wonder if Ken forced his way out of collectors. And we know from the press release back then, which I'll put up the line from the Yahoo press release here, Ken rolled all of his equity in Goldin Auctions into PSA or collector's stock. So he owned a significant chunk of stock, not a controlling interest, but a lot. And you got to wonder how powerful that made him within the company to own that much and to say, I want out. And then to find a better deal for himself, find a company that would acquire him that he approves of. And eBay makes a lot of sense because it's completely different. It's not like Heritage Auctions would be a good landing spot for Ken Goldin and Goldin Auctions, because eBay specializes in lower items and Goldin specializes in higher items. So it's a nice marriage, whereas Heritage would have been kind of the same type of thing, in my opinion. Meanwhile, Collectors is trying to compete with Fanatics. And Fanatics just acquired PWCC not too long ago. So does this mean that Collectors is going to acquire another auction house? And who would that be? Or are they just going to leave the auction house business? I don't know. I actually do not know. I haven't heard a thing about this. Anyway, let me know what you think. I think the story behind me finding out about this some 6 weeks ago is pretty interesting. I'm going to put it in my newsletter Monday morning, my free sports card newsletter Monday morning. And if you are signed up, you are entered in for this 1940 play ball Mel Ott free. It's I don't know why you wouldn't sign up for it. And I'll tell that story on Monday morning. I think that'll be fun and interesting. If you're new here, make sure you're subscribed. New sports card content 4 or 5 times a week. Thanks very much for watching.